Now the screen is visible to everyone. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today we will start with unit 3, that is linear equations with variable coefficients. Linear equations with variable coefficients. So let us introduce like how the linear equations with constant coefficients have been introduced. A linear differential equation of order n. A linear differential equation of order n with variable coefficient. With variable coefficient is an equation of the form. I'm writing that equation directly. Is equation of the form. Now, whatever coefficients, they are the constant or functions of x. So a naught x, y(n) derivative, a1 x, y(n minus 1) the derivative, and so on. Last an x, no derivative of y means y itself, and the right hand side, b of it. Right hand side is 0, then you can call it as homogeneous differential equations. Now these return functions a1, a2, an. So where this a0, a1, an, these are the functions of x only, including b also. These are the functions of x only. They are complex valued functions. They are complex valued functions whose domain is interval, real interval I. Now one important thing here is that your a0 x that you have written, while in constant coefficients you are not taking it as a 0. If it is non-zero, then and then we have order n, otherwise no. So in this constant coefficients, there may exist some x in I, not throughout I. There may exist x in I, such that this will become 0 for points x in I. For point x in I. So nth derivative of coefficient a naught xi. The differential equation ज्या रिअल इंटरवलवरती डिफाईन केलं आहे त्या रिअल इंटरवलमध्ये असे काही एकशे पॉईंट असतील त्या ठिकाणी दिस फंक्शन विल बिकम 0. So that points are called as, you might be knowing that points are called as singular points. Keep in mind this, which points are singular. When you write the differential equations with variable coefficients, the highest order coefficient function, that is a naught x, that functions becomes 0 at some point from the interval I. Those points at which that the coefficient becomes 0, that a naught x becomes 0, that points are called as singular point. For example, suppose I take x minus 1 y double dash plus x y dash plus y equal to some sin x, and you are defining this on the interval 0, 2. Now this function is x minus 1. It becomes at x equal to 1. So 1, you see at which point it becomes 0. So at x equal to 1, this becomes 0. So, and 1 is the point of this interval. That should be. So this 1 is called singular point of this differential equation. We can call singular point, or such points are called as singular points. Now, for as per this chapter syllabus is concerned, fourth unit is of the function at which it becomes 0. We have to consider linear equations with singular variable coefficients having singular points. At present, unit 3, your differential equation will be such equations who are not having singular points. Huh? So we are assuming that a naught x is non-zero for all x in I. There is no x such that a naught x will be non-zero. For what? For this unit. The next unit, you might be having the singular points differential equation. So once it is non-zero at any point, it becomes non-zero. So as earlier, we can divide by that a naught x, and your differential equation can be treated like this. So after division a1x by a naught x, I call it as a1x again. Without singular, you can have this. B of x upon a naught x will be called as B of x. So you can have this type of differential equations. So this unit, because you are assuming that your differential equation is without singular point. Singular point means wherever there is a highest derivative term exists, highest derivative term, coefficients will be non-zero. As usual, we can call that equation as L of y. Y is nth derivative, a1 x, y is n minus 1th derivative, and so on, an x, y. This is differential operator. It is called as L of y. So simply you can write L of y equal to B of x is your differential equation with variable coefficients. As usual, if your B of x is 0, if your B of x is 0 for all interval I, then we can say that this is a homogeneous differential equation with variable coefficients. And if B of x is non-zero, then it is a non-homogeneous differential equation. You are mimicking like unit first term, but directly taking I'm higher order, nth order, not from second order and all. And this L is called as differential operator. You may have another operator EM notation that have been discussed in the last part of the unit. So this L is called operator. Now to what do you mean by solution of this? The solution of this differential equation is phi. What it means? It means that L at phi becomes B of x. That means there exists a function phi which satisfies this. Satisfies this means what? Just in place of y, you have to put phi. So what? Phi is nth derivative, a1x, phi is n minus 1th derivative, and so on, an x phi, which is going to become to b of x. So in that case, you can call phi as a solution. The function phi which satisfies this is called the solution of that differential equation. So L of y equal to b. So in this chapter, we assume that complex valued functions a1, a2, an, and b are continuous on the interval I. The coefficients, whatever you are written, a0, a1, a2, an, b, that are continuous on the defined interval, real interval I. And L of y is always denoted by the above notations that we have seen here. This will be a L of y notation. Now, likewise, you can define initial value problem for homogeneous equation. Initial value problems for homogeneous differential equations. Likewise, constants. So what do we initial value problem? You have given differential equation L of y equal to b of x. Suppose its order is n, so you can call that equation right like this. A1 x, y is n minus 1 the derivative, a2 x, y is n minus 2 the derivative, and so on, an x, y. And this b of x is going to be 0 here. For homogeneous system, this b of x is going to be 0. So L of y equal to 0, you should write. And the solution satisfies if I solutions, then you must have given conditions. Since its order is n, you must have n conditions. So phi at x naught is some alpha. I called it as alpha 1. Phi dash at x naught, some constant alpha 2, and so on. Phi n minus 1, the derivative if order is n, should go till n minus 1 alpha n. So there exist phi satisfying these conditions. There exist phi. We have seen the existence theorem for homogeneous differential equations with constant coefficient. I should write the statement of that result. Existence theorem. Existence of solution satisfying that initial condition. Likewise, second order, you have two conditions. You can extend it for nth order. So let a1, a2, an be a continuous functions on an interval I. Its real interval I, which contains the point x naught of initial condition. If alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n are any n constants, there exist solution, solution phi of L of y equal to, I'm writing the differential equation, on interval same I, satisfying phi at x naught equal to a alpha 1, phi dash at x naught equal to alpha 2, and so on. Phi n minus 1 the derivative at x naught is alpha n. So we stress this theorem into two things, that the solution exists on entire interval. Solution exists on entire interval I. And second thing, that every initial value problem has solution. त्याचं solution exists आपल्याला प्रूव्ह करायचंय. We have proved it for variable coefficients. Let us do it by example. Suppose I write equation this as x y dash plus y equal to 0. X y dash plus y equal to 0. So can you guess the solution of this? What is the solution of this? And suppose initial condition of this is that y of 1 equal to 1. Y of 1 equal to 1. So what is the solution of it? So variable coefficient solutionचा विचार करायचा. आपल्याला सरळ सरळ पाहिलं तर काय दिसतंय पहा, x y dash डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑफ x असेल, म्हणजे x म्हणजे आपण हा काय टोटल डेरिव्हेटिव्ह टर्म आहे. म्हणजे काय येईल, एक्स वाय काय येईल, कॉन्स्टंट येईल. म्हणजे y काय आला, कॉन्स्टंट अपॉन x. y ॲट 1 इक्वल टू 1 घेतला तर तुमचा कॉन्स्टंट काय येईल, 1 येईल. y ॲट 1 इज 1, म्हणजे 1 इक्वल टू c अपॉन 1, दॅट इज c इज 1. y ऑफ x इज 1 अपॉन x. y ऑफ x हा 1 अपॉन x या ठिकाणी हे त्याचं सोल्युशन आहे, सॅटिस्फाईंग दिस इनिशियल कंडिशन. तिथं आपण गेस करू शकतो सोल्युशन. And this solution exists for this interval. For 0, there is a problem. What problem is there? 0 is the singular point of this. So you have to exclude 0. I'm taking the open interval 0 infinity here. because at 0 it becomes singular. So now if phi is any solution, that is phi equal to 1 upon x, then x into phi of x, that is phi of x equal to c upon x into phi of x equal to constant. This is also solution. Okay. Now, before proving the next theorem, I should define the norm of function as earlier. Anybody remember what is the definition of this norm? The norm of this is, if I write square, then there should be square root. So it is magnitude of phi of x square. That can be written as phi into phi bar. Magnitude of phi dash square till if nth derivative exists, then you should write if differential equation consists of order n, you should write like here, square root. So one can write this as phi into phi bar, phi dash into phi bar dash, phi double dash into phi double dash bar. Anyway, phi bar double dash and double dash bar is one and the same. You can prove it. Phi is n minus 1, phi is n minus 1 into phi is n minus 1 derivative bar. This is norm of phi of x square. Instead of square root, I write it as square. So with the help of this definition, we want to prove the result for nth order. We'll prove for second order and we can generalize it for nth order. Here I'm going to write statement. Let B1 and B2 be two non-negative constants. Two non-negative constants. For nth order, you have to take n non-negative constants. Be two non-negative constants such that for all x in I, whatever coefficients you are written ajx, that will be less than or equal to this your bj. That's why two non-negative constants are taken. Otherwise, mod will be less than or equal to minus term, it will not be okay. So b1, b2 has to be non-negative constant satisfying whatever a1x, a2x. Suppose a1x less than the magnitude of a1x is less than or equal to v1, likewise. So you are taking second order, so I should write j equal to 1 to. If it is nth order, then you should write 1 to n. I am doing for 2, it can be generalized for n. Then the similar result have been discussed for with variable with constant coefficients. Then you must have norm of phi of x naught multiplied by exponential of minus k times magnitude of x minus x naught. This is less than or equal to norm of phi x less than or equal to norm of phi at x naught. This is multiplied by exponential of k times mod of x minus x naught. What is this k here? The value of k is 1 plus b1 plus b2. And x naught is a part of I. The same result have been discussed for constant coefficients. Will be discussed for second author. So your L of y is the differential equation L of y. It is not the given here. Okay. Take L of y is y double dash plus a1 y dash plus a2 y equal to 0. Homogeneous differential equation are taken. This is equal to 0. So phi is solution of it means what? L of phi is 0. That means phi double dash at x plus a1 of x phi dash at x plus a2 of x phi of x. Phi x satisfies this. From this, you can write phi double dash x equal to minus a1 x into phi dash x. Okay, minus that is common, plus a2 x into phi of x. So you should write mod of this, mod of phi double dash x is less than or equal to mod of a1 x multiplied by mod of phi dash x plus mod of a2 of x multiplied by phi of x. Nextly, you should write that as final phi double dash x. Phi double dash x. This is now it is given that the mod of a1x is less than or equal to b1 and mod of a2x is less than or equal to b2. We are going to put that values. So for mod of a1, you are writing b1, that is the constant, non-negative constants, into phi 1 dash x plus b2 into phi 2 dash x, not phi 2, just phi 2 x. This is the phi double dash mod less than equal to. Okay, I call this as statement star. Now as well, you have to take u of x as the norm of phi of x square. The constant coefficient also you have taken same things. So norm phi x square means what you have taken? Magnitude of phi of x square plus magnitude of phi dash x square. What it means? This u of x can be written as, instead of phi of x, I'll write phi into phi bar, because mod z square is z into z bar, like that. So this will be phi into phi bar. This is phi is complex value function. Phi dash into phi dash bar. Okay. What is u dash? You can write u dash. Differentiate this with respect to x. So what should be u dash? U dash will be phi dash into phi bar plus phi into phi bar dash or phi dash bar. They are one and the same. Next, phi double dash into phi bar dash plus phi dash into phi double dash bar. So u into rule is applied here. Now just check the magnitude of u dash. It will be less than or equal to the mod of individual. So I am writing directly, it will be less than or equal to mod of phi dash, mod of phi bar. Okay. Bar of this or magnitude bar, they are one and the same. When you write absolute value, bar has no meaning. So it will be 2 times phi. It will be 2 times. Where here is another term. This is another term. So magnitude phi and magnitude of phi dash bar. Magnitude of phi dash bar म्हणजे पहा इथं लक्षात घ्या. Z bar magnitude and Z magnitude, they are one and the same. So we are applying same logic. So it will be 2 times. And another term is also 2 times. Which term? The 2 times of this. 2 times phi 1. Oh, not phi 1, phi dash. 2 times phi dash into phi double dash. Now from star, this is less than or equal to, you know. From star, this will be less than or equal to who? That we going to write here. From star, I am writing u dash is less than or equal to 2 times phi of x. Okay, this will be as it is, plus 2 times phi dash x multiplied by p1 d1. Now phi double dash is less than or equal to what we have calculated, p1 phi dash x plus b2 mod of phi of x. So at last, u dash, magnitude of u dash is less than or equal to 2 times phi of x plus phi dash x plus 2 times b1. I'm going to multiply phi dash square. You get phi dash square here. And the next 2 times b1 into phi dash x mod, and this 2 times b2. Sorry, there should be 2 times b2. 2 times b2 phi dash x magnitude and phi of x after opening the bracket. This further can be simplified. It has what can be taken common from here. Look at these two terms. The phi of x magnitude and phi dash x can be taken common, and 2 is also taken common. So 2 times 1 plus b2 phi of x multiplied by phi dash x plus 2 times b1 magnitude of phi dash square. The similar inequality you are going to apply here. Similar inequality we are going to apply. Which inequality? 2 times CD is less than or equal to C square plus D square. That means C you are going to take magnitude phi of x, and D you are going to take magnitude of phi dash x. So finally, your U dash is less than or equal to 1 plus B2. This will be as it is. 2 times I am going to multiply with it. So it will be less than or equal to magnitude phi of x square plus magnitude phi dash x square. This I have written for the first 2 times magnitude phi, 2 times of CD. Okay, 2 times of CD less than or equal to C square plus D square. So 2 times phi of x into phi dash x साठी आपण लिहितोय plus 2 times B1 magnitude phi dash square. You are going to adjust norm of phi square here. That's why you are doing these things. So this can be less than or equal to, now I am adding, going to add b1 here. 1 plus 2b1 plus b2. 1 plus 2b1, why? Because of this 2b1. And this is multiplied by magnitude phi dash x square. And who is the next? 1 plus b2 magnitude phi of x square. So what you do, you just adjust this term. आता मी जर इथे लिहिलं की 2 times असं याच्यातून 2 कॉमन काढलं, म्हणजे दिस तर 2 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं, इथे 2 ने मल्टिप्लाय केलं आणि 2 कॉमन काढलं, दोघांमध्ये कंपॅरिझन केलं. सो दिस विल बी लेस दॅन इक्वल टू 1 plus b1 plus b2 into magnitude of phi dash x square. And similarly 2 is taken common here, 1 plus b1 plus b2. Same thing, the extra thing is added here. Extra thing add केलं त्यामुळे ह्याचं आणि ह्याचं कंपेअर केलं तर this is less than or equal to. So at last u dash of x is less than or equal to 2 times 1 plus b1 plus b2 हा common काढला, magnitude of phi of x square plus magnitude of phi dash x square. So this is going to be your norm of phi of x square. So u dash x magnitude is less than or equal to 2 times, याला आपण k म्हटलेलं आहे, and this is norm of phi square, that is u. At last you get relation that u dash x is less than or equal to 2ku. So you can write this as u dash is less than or equal to 2ku, greater than or equal to minus 2ku. Now with the two cases we need to solve the differential equation. One case मध्ये आपल्याला आपण जसं आपण केलं होतं इक्वेशन घ्यायचं, u dash less than or equal to minus 2ku, try to obtain some conditions, and u dash is less than or equal to 2ku, try to obtain some conditions, and the value of u that you know well. At last you can put that value. So this part we will discuss in tomorrow's lecture. But keep in mind how this comes here, how this statement comes here. So I am revising it. So you are taking the differential equation of second order. We have to generalize it for n order. N order it takes laborious work. That's why I have chosen for second order. for n order you can make a similar statement. If phi is solution of this linear differential equation, then phi must satisfy that, and after satisfactions you get this inequality. Okay, later on equality is there. You get that star inequality, because your magnitude of A1 is less than or equal to B1 and magnitude of A2 is less than or equal to B2. You have to use this star later. So this is important step, that u of x you should take norm of pi x square, and norm of pi x square definition is this. This is going to your norm of pi of x square. So u is pi into pi bar. Just differentiate it at once and try to find magnitude of u is less than or equal to this. So at last you come with and u dash is less than or equal to 2ku than equal to minus 2k. And we have to take two cases. We are going to assuming two cases. From one case we prove one, and from this we now this is the first order linear differential equations with constant coefficients, and that can use your required conditions from it as your variable. आपण व्हेरिएबल कोएफिशियंट मध्ये ते पाहिलेलंच आहे. त्याच्यावरनं ह्या कंडिशन्स दिली. एकावरनं ही कंडिशन आहे, पुन्हावरनं -2ku is less than or equal to u dash gives these conditions, and u dash is less than or equal to 2ku will give these conditions. How that we will discuss in the tomorrow's lecture, and we'll have some example on it. काय अडचण असेल तर आम्ही करू शकतो तुम्ही.